She stood there at the Costco register with a cart full of groceries and no way to pay. No warning, no message, no heads up. Just a blunt, impersonal statement from the cashier. Your membership is no longer active. People behind her were sighing, shuffling, watching. She froze, cheeks burning, her voice caught somewhere between confusion and humiliation. That cart, full of carefully chosen items, weekend plans, and a little self-care, now had to be left behind. And in that moment, she promised herself one thing. She would never let that happen again. And that's how this story begins. Not with a fight, not with a betrayal, but with a quiet, everyday humiliation that planted the seed for everything that came next. Because sometimes the biggest drama doesn't happen in courtrooms or text messages. Sometimes it starts at the Costco checkout line. My husband and I have been married almost a year. We've been together for a little over 2. It's not a lifetime, but it's long enough to start building a life. Together, in sync, merging routines and reshaping boundaries that once belonged to other people. His ex-wife is part of that story too. They were together for years. They share adult children. And somehow, through all the transitions, they managed to stay friends. Real friends. The kind that still check in, still help out, still keep each other on Costco memberships. It might sound odd, but it worked. It was fine. Until it wasn't. See, she had remained on his Costco account, and I was still on my ex's, or so I thought. Then came the day I found out I'd been removed, the hard way. Standing in that checkout line, after shopping like normal, only to be told I no longer had access. No text, no call. Just embarrassment and an abandoned cart. I didn't even get to buy toilet paper. So later, when my husband and I were running errands with some free time, I brought it up. "Hey," I said gently, "can we finally get me added to your Costco account? It's kind of a pain not being able to shop there on my own." He agreed, warmly, kindly, without hesitation. But there was a catch. You can only have one extra person on a Costco account. To add me, his ex had to go. Now here's where it gets tricky. We weren't trying to be sneaky. We weren't trying to pull the rug out from under her. We knew what it felt like to be suddenly shut out. I'd just lived it. So my husband did the right thing. He called her. He picked up the phone, dialed her number, and tried to let her know directly. "Hey, I need to make a change on the account. To add my wife, I'll need to remove you." But she didn't answer. So trying to be respectful, he called her boyfriend, someone we're also friends with. He explained the situation. The boyfriend was chill about it, said it wasn't a big deal, said they barely used it anyway. So we went to Costco, and I was added to the account. Simple, clean, handled, or so we thought. On the drive home, my husband's phone rang. It was her, and she was furious. She said it was super messed up that he added me just because I wanted him to. As if this whole thing had been a petty power move. As if my request to be added to my own husband's membership was some kind of sabotage. She claimed she shopped there all the time, said it was unfair, said she contributed to the rebate check. That check? It was barely $100 last year. And we'd bought flooring, thousands of dollars worth. But that didn't seem to matter. What mattered was that she felt cut out, excluded, replaced. She told him we should have given her a month's notice, 30 days, for a Costco membership she'd been using, for free, for over a decade. Now, Here's the part that might surprise you. My husband, this kind, thoughtful man, offered to pay for her next year's membership. $65, just to keep the peace. She accepted the offer, but she was still angry, still upset, still acting like we'd crossed a line that was never ours to draw in the first place. And that's what rattled me. Because it wasn't just about a membership. It was about expectations, entitlement, and emotional territory that hadn't fully been redrawn since the divorce. Let's be clear. I wasn't mad that she'd been on the account. I understood the convenience, the history, the connection. But the moment I was married to her ex-husband, that space, that second card, should have come to me. Not as a power play, not as a statement, but simply as a fact of life. That's what marriage is. Realignment, prioritization, intimacy that's reflected not just in words, but in actions. So when she accused us of acting out of spite, of adding me just because I wanted it, she missed the point entirely. I wasn't asking for a favor. I was stepping into my role. And for her, that seemed hard to accept. But let's not paint her as a villain. That would be too easy. Because underneath all her anger, I saw something else. Loss. Not of a Costco card, but of status, connection, maybe even relevance. For years, she'd been included, considered, attached. And now, she was officially out. It wasn't about the $65. It was about being replaced. And that kind of grief, even if irrational, can sneak up on anyone. Still, we didn't blindside her. We didn't delete her without notice. We called. We tried. And when she didn't answer, we spoke to the person closest to her. That's more grace than I was given. So no, I don't believe we were cruel, or impulsive, or petty. We were honest, clear, and ultimately, kind. But it still hurt. Because the fallout wasn't just about logistics. It was about loyalty. And in that moment, my husband, the man I love, was caught between two chapters of his life. One that had ended long ago, and one that was just beginning. So, am I the asshole? For wanting to shop at Costco with my own card? For wanting to be prioritized in my own marriage? For not giving her 30 days notice before taking a small step forward in my life? You tell me. Because honestly, I'm still trying to figure it out. This story isn't really about a Costco membership. It's about boundaries. About how even the most well-meaning relationships from the past can blur the present. It's about the quiet ways we hold on, not to people, but to privileges, habits, unspoken hierarchies, and how hard it can be to let go when the benefits, however small, feel like proof that we still matter. But love, real love, requires a recalibration. It asks us to step back so someone else can step in, to respect the new while honoring the old, without clinging to what's no longer ours. So here's the question I'll leave you with. Where in your life are you holding on to something that no longer belongs to you? And if someone else is ready to take their rightful place, are you willing to let go? Let us know in the comments. And if you've ever been stuck at a checkout line with a full cart and no way to pay, yeah, we see you. Thanks for watching AITA Stories. And remember, every story has a side you haven't heard yet.